Hello, everyone. Welcome to the show. This is the place where you wake up and understand that you've probably been lied to for most of your life. And today is the day that you wake up from all the bullshit and change something. A lot of people out there want something to change, but they don't want to change personally. That's the big problem. Everybody sees things that are wrong, but they don't want to say nothing or do nothing about it personally. It all starts with how we're brought up. We're told to go to school, preschool, kindergarten, K through 12, college, uh, all these things, universities and stuff, to get a job, to simply make money, when that's, countless years, 20 years probably, of education to get a job to make money, when the purpose of job is money. But in reality, you could be 5 years old and learn about money, and then you would never have to have a job ever in your life because you could create your own job. That's the difference between what you do and what you should do. Most people work a job because that's what their parents did, or that's what they think is right. But working a job doesn't mean nothing. I don't think people that work a job are no better than the bums, because the people that are working the job are caught up in the illusion that they're actually getting somewhere. The people that work a 9 to 5 job, they can work their whole entire life, and they are not gonna ever be able to retire. And when they do retire, they're gonna be broke. They're gonna have maybe a couple grand a month, and they're not gonna be able to do shit. Their 401ks that are matched by their employer, that is the dumbest investment ever made. Anybody who thinks that their 401k is helping them attain wealth is seriously slow. So that being said, another problem that we have in America is addiction. Now, the reason we have addiction is because the government brings drugs into the United States, and then the drug dealers peddle the drugs, and then the police bust the drug dealers and then send the drug dealers to prison so they can make money off why the people are in prison. But the people are in prison in the first place because of the drugs that they brought in, the government brought in. So the government is going to bring the drugs in, give you the drugs. Then once you got the drugs in and you get caught with them, then you're going to prison, which they also make money off of. It's all a scam. Everything that they do is meant to hurt you. The music industry, they pay artists to talk about crime and violence and get people. They know that if you use music, you can get people to do certain things on a vibrational frequency. So you can kind of, if you say things subliminally in a song, sometimes people are willing to act out those decisions. So if you're talking about killing and robbing and selling dope and doing all this stuff, crazy stuff on a song, it's bound to happen that people listening to that might just go do those same exact things. And then we got, debt. Money is debt. People don't get that. People think that money is actually something, that it's worth something. No, money is worth a piece of debt. That's what money is. Since 1971, money has been backed by debt. Since 1913, the government's been able to print infinite money, and that's been a global world reserve currency. But nobody realizes that since money is infinite, that if you don't have close to infinity, then you have nothing. And when there's an infinite supply of money, there is no value to the money. So there doesn't need to be a bank run or anything right now. Every single dollar in the whole planet is worth nothing. You see what I'm saying? Every single uh, every single thing that is in the planet is free. Somebody who wanted to take it from somebody else made it worth money. And then we live like that. We live on a planet full of water, and we charge people for water. You know what I mean? Like, If the government shuts down, or if the economic status shuts down in America, we can't even provide ourselves with food because we've outsourced our food to large corporations. And they say that's the way things are. No, that's just because we're stupid. The people in America are dumb. It is the home of the slaves, the home of the weak and the slaves. That's what America is. It's not the home of the rich and the brave. It's the home of the weak and the slaves. Because that's what these people are. Is slaves in America. And then another thing, we got wars. We're funding all these wars, Israel, Ukraine, stuff like that. Which that's the dumbest thing in the world. Why would we do something like that when that doesn't benefit nobody in America? It doesn't help us at all by killing other people in foreign countries. We say that we're helping them and we're giving them aid, but in reality, we're killing people in foreign countries, and then we're using the taxpayers' dollars to do it, and then we're robbing those people, like with Hussein and Gaddafi and all of them. We're using the taxpayers' money to go over and say that we're giving these people freedoms and liberty and democracy, but in reality, we're going there and we're killing them all, so we could take over their land and then rebuild it and make lots of money off their land and take over their resources. So then they also got money from, the government, all the money coming in from that, and then all the money that's going to be long term because they've just set up shop. It's like a kid with a lemonade stand. He just kicks the kid down the street's lemonade stand over, and he just sets up shop. That's what the government's doing. The U.S. thinks that we are heroes here, that the American soldiers are heroes, the American military are heroes. They are not heroes. They are killing innocent people for no reason. Not under the guise of freedom, under the guise of making more money for some rich person that's making the government do what the rich person says. Because in capitalism, the government works for the elite, not the other way around. So that's just to get started with it. And then another thing, the police, people say the police are there and they're doing something important and they care about their community. Well, in certain circumstances that's true, but 99% of the time the police just want to arrest you for having drugs on you so they can make money off you and throw you in prison so they can make even more money off you. It is a scam and they want to benefit off of it. The police are criminals. It's a criminal justice system. It's because the police are criminals too. Not only the criminals are criminals, but the police are criminals. So, that being said, is there a way to fix the world? Yes, I have the solutions to every single problem. I have the cure to cancer. I have the cure to homelessness. I have the cure to every disease. I have the ability to do all that, but I'm not going to do it because people in America don't want to believe that it's possible, and they want to think that they can't do nothing and they have no power. But in reality, it's the people that have the power, not the government, not the select few of elite that run the world, but it's the people who rule the world. And that's why they blind you all and manipulate you and make you stupid so you're expendable and no one gives a fuck about you. I care about you, each one of you, and if you really care about yourself, you will really reflect on this video and ask yourself, how can I better my life, and what do I need to do to better my life? How can I get smarter? How can I get wealthier? Not how can I not go to your boss and say, how can I earn some more money? That's the wrong way to make money. If you need more money, you need to think of how you can benefit more people, and then more money will come to you automatically. So if you make yourself more valuable, then more value will come to you. Everything that you have on the outside is a reflection of everything that you have on the inside. So do your spiritual work and study, and God is the one in control of money. God's the one causing inflation. God's the one changing the price of everything. God's the one that makes the price of everything. God's the one that gives every single person their pay. God gave Rockefeller his money. That's what Rockefeller said. So essentially, if you want money, you need to be more in tune with God, and you need to understand how God works. God just doesn't give out handouts, but if you do certain things, God will give you money. And if you have more money, you have more freedom. Because in America, you're not free. You're only free if you have money to be free. And that's the truth of it all. You're not free. You're all slaves. If you have enough money to fly all around the world and buy any kind of meal that you want or buy any kind of vehicle that you want, then you're free. But if you can't do that, then you're not free. You're a slave, and you're working for money, and you're going to die poor as hell, and no one's going to like you, and no one's going to remember you. All right, that's it for today. Thank you. Bye.